Hello, and good day. Y'all, I had a situation, of course, and the situations that I go through in life and that I experience, and those are the things that prompt me to study, that prompt me to respond, really think about, life and what God is revealing in my life and what He means about certain things as they pertain to me, my perspective, and, forever reinventing myself, and of course trying to, with His help, definitely in the image of Jesus Christ. And it's an ongoing process. And something that has been going on and happening in my life recently just prompted me to have a really strong emotional response to it. And I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. We should not be supporting or going hard for wrong things. And let me dive deeper into that. Individuals who hurt kids, abuse, individuals that are touching kids inappropriately, doing inappropriate things with children, abusing them, attacking them, people who are straight abandoning their families, not taking care of their spouses and their kids, and just up, leaving, going, live their best life, what they think is their best life, right? And you just out in the streets, not taking care of home, not taking care of the responsibilities that they chose, and leaving that all for another person. And this goes both ways, males and females, although if you look up the statistics, you'll see which way the statistics are leaning more towards. But that's not my focus. My focus is that we should stop supporting and backing and protecting people like that, people who are violent with others, whether it be their spouse, whether it be their children, things like that. Unfortunately, I've had the displeasure as a young child be introduced to a situation where it's like, we know, the grown-ups know, or the older people know, that a certain individual is molesting, touching on, groping children in the family. And instead of the males, because in this instance that I'm thinking of, that I'm remembering, it was a man that was doing it. Instead of the males of that family, in the country back in the day, this is how you thought. Instead of them putting a foot off in that person's behind, or at the very least stopping it and saying, you can't do that here, we're not going to do that here, you can't stay here and do that to the girls in his family, the females in his family, because that's what this particular situation was. You can't stay here and do that. You need to stop this. We either gonna start telling on you, we gonna tell everybody at the church, because the person was in the community and stuff like that. But in order for a person to keep a man, nobody said anything to that individual. And for years, generations of children, of female children, were abused by this person. And it was a person that was married into the family. Married into the family. And so trauma. Nobody said anything. That person is dead and gone now. And I know people can come and be like, you know, you don't talk ill of the dead. Yes, you do. You need to illuminate this stuff. Go ahead. That's their legacy. That's their legacy. I'm not saying anything that is a lie. Now, you shouldn't be lying on folks, but tell the truth and shame the devil. That person made people's lives a living hell. People were scared, young girls scared to go to sleep. It happens so much. It just like they just start taking it. They don't fight back nothing because they mama. That was their mama husband. So just don't say nothing. Just know, just wickedness. And the particular woman who I'm thinking about, who I'm speaking of or whatever like that, when I say she was a mean old, you know what? She was mean and cruel. If ever I can say that I met an actual witch in the spirit, in natural form, I believe that this woman was that. And and even speaking of it now, I'm embarrassed to be from her lineage. But God is a restorer. But just speaking in the natural, nobody stopped that man from molesting almost all the females in the family. You know what they would say? Instead of putting it on him, they would tell the girls, "Go on, you better go put you some shorts on underneath that nightgown. Go on, put you some, don't be around here with just a nightgown on. Like some shorts. We're going to stop that pedophile." Like some shorts were a barrier, were the perfect barrier for protection. Are you kidding me? That's the best that they chose to do. And that man molested females in the family, children in the family, until he died. Up until he died. And he died of old age. So can you imagine how many lives he changed? Nobody said anything. Nobody did anything to him. Nobody put a foot off in his behind. Nobody told on him, called the police on him or nothing. And the people can be like, "Oh, well, God's going to take care of it." He surely is. He surely is. But here in the now, in the natural on earth, there are things that we can take care of. Somebody up and leaves their family. They just decide, "I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to follow God. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that." But made certain promises, certain covenants. Just decide, well, this ain't working for me. I'm going to go out and do me and be in these streets and be intimate with other individuals and this is what I want to do. Straight leave their family. Nobody go hem them up and say, "Get on back to your family. What are you doing out here?" No, I'm not going to, we're not going to be out here with you. If you're going to be out here, you're going to be by yourself. You're going to have to find all new friends. You're going to have to find all new family to be with, because I'm not celebrating with you. You don't have anything to celebrate about because you've abandoned your family. you've left them, male or female. You decided that you didn't like what was going on. You didn't want to change. You didn't want to get have accountability. You know, whether you or your spouse, and you just gave up. You just quit, and now you're out here in these streets, sinning against God, sinning against your body, sexual sin, into debauchery, gross sin type stuff, and nobody gonna say nothing. Oh, that's not my business. That's not my business. That's what they want to. That's what they say. That's what a lot of people say. Oh, well, you know, I mind my own business. But yet, whenever they get into a tight spot, they want you to stop everything in your life to help them. What happened to minding my own business, right? That's what you want to say to them. What happened to that's not anybody else's business? You wouldn't help with this, but you want us to help you with that. And it's probably something that a lot of people done out of just straight tomfoolery. Another thing, abuse, physical abuse. Oh, well, you know, that's another one. Oh, that's not my business. Or, you know, I've heard somebody say about an individual, well, you know, I understand, but you got to understand how they be acting. Sometimes they need to get, you know, jacked up. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You mean to tell me that a grown man can suck a punch his wife, who is your sibling, your family, your cousin, your daughter, what have you, in the face, choke her out? Or even the opposite way, a woman that's beating up on a man. And we don't hear a lot about that, and we don't have as much statistics as we need to have about that. But there are a lot of men getting beat up in their marriages and getting threatened that if they try to go tell somebody, they're going to say it's the other way around. So they're feeling scared, like it's going to ruin their life. So you mean to tell me, but the family know, because the family see the aftermath, that makeup can't cover up, you know, or they not coming around, or when they do come around, it's faded bruises and stuff like that, like all over the place. Like, man, even growing up, you ain't have this many bruises, and you used to play sports. What's going on? I know what's going on, but nobody is in there stopping it. Hey, y'all stop this, because if y'all don't, y'all gonna have to move to a different state. Yeah, if this violence keeps on happening, every single time I'm gonna call the police. This has to stop. Y'all need to get help. Okay, so what are you gonna do? You got to bring that out to the light. And like I was saying before, people will be like, oh, you know, the Lord, what happens in the dark gonna come to the light. Guess what? As the children of God, we are the light. We are supposed to be illuminating that thing. If we don't stop it, it's happening to more people for years and years and years and years. Are we people? Are you a person who is that I'm going to mind my own business and who secretly wants other people to suffer because you suffered? I'm not that person. I'm not that person. I don't want people to go through, I don't want to have somebody go through the trauma that I experienced just to be like I'm not alone. I'm okay with being the last person that those horrible things happen to. I am the light for the Lord. We, the body of Christ, we are light. We are supposed to be illuminating these things. It's not allow somebody, find out that somebody is doing something to kids and allow it for 40 years, and you think God is going to let you get away with that? Now let's go there. If you know something is happening and something has been happening and you don't tell somebody, you don't tell on that person, guess what? You are just as guilty. I tell you right here, right now, you are guilty of it like you did it. And you guilty of all the new victims that they victimize. When you find out something and you do not expose that thing, you are guilty. You wondering why everything is going to hell in a handbasket so much faster than it seems like it has gone on before, because everybody minding their own business and they watching people be hurt. They watching children get hurt and be molested and abused, and talking about something, minding my own business, but you in church every Sunday, every Wednesday, talking about, Lord, help me with this, help me with that. You not even helping the innocent by just speaking your truth, but you want something. When because when you know a thing and you don't do what you know to do, that's sin too. You find out somebody is hurting the innocent and you just turn a blind eye to it. You are a part of that vicious cycle and you are just as guilty. We have to stop excusing these people, males and females, men and women, boys and girls. Behavior that goes against the Lord is bad. It needs to stop. Don't tell me, oh, you gonna get that person in trouble. You're gonna mess up their money. They family not gonna get no money if you get them in trouble. They in trouble spiritually. They in trouble for hellfire and the lake of fire. They in trouble for weeping and gnashing of teeth. That is their portion if they don't get help and get delivered and get saved. But they need to be outed, because if they've been doing it for years, decades and stuff like that, and you find out, they not trying to do it on their own. They need a boost. Guess what? I'll be that boost. I am fine being the boost. I'm fine being the black sheep, whatever you want to call it, because I don't even call it being a black sheep. Folks done got accustomed to not being shamed. Shame is good when it's illuminating something that needs to be stopped. I'm not talking about bullying anyone. I'm not talking about doing something crazy to somebody for no reason or anything like that. No, I'm talking about illuminating wrong and telling somebody that if you don't stop that, you on your way to a hard life. Because I'm telling on you. I'm telling on you, and I'm telling you now. I'm telling the whole family. I'm telling the pastor and the first lady at church. I'm telling the elders. So either you gonna stop that, you gonna go get some help, or you gonna have to uproot your whole life, move to a whole different city. You think I'm playing with stuff like that? You straight up Mike Tyson punching your kids and your spouse in the face, whether it be a man or a woman, beating up on them. You got kids that, they got kids coming to their life, they fostering or they quote unquote adopting, and they using them as punching bags and stuff like that. These situations that I'm talking about, I know these situations personally in some form or fashion, whether it be in and around me, whether it had been with friends, old associates that I've known and stuff like that. I'm talking from experience, y'all. I'm not just coming off the rack. I'm not just coming off the top of my head with this stuff. Some of this stuff was happening. I was a child. I did not understand the implications and what was going on. Like, why are they doing that? You know, like, why your mouth always bleeding? Why you say your teeth always feeling like loose? They was in there getting beat up by an adult as a child. And I feel bad. I'm trying not to internalize it now that, I've gotten to this place, praise God. But it's just like, some of them people that I've experienced things with, I don't even remember their names. It just was, being a military child, we go different places or whatever like that. We meet a whole bunch of different people and then we up and we leave. But it's certain things that I remember from certain encounters. So much abuse, so much neglect. And nobody was telling. It's few and far between where people are getting outed for doing crazy stuff like that to folks. And I'm here for it. I want it to happen more. Because the next generation, our generation didn't deserve it. The generation before us didn't deserve it. And this next generation, they don't deserve it. And it needs to be where we stop it. We need to stop it before it starts happening to them. They do not deserve it just because it happened to us. It's not their portion. Abuse, neglect, abandonment is not their portion. Confusion is not their portion. We have to illuminate the things that people are doing that are totally wrong. That's love. That's love. You talk about if you really love somebody, that's love. Making them confront what it is that they are doing. It's love for the future people that they won't be able to do that to. That's love. And we need to be loving people in an amazing way, in a different way than what we have been learned to love. That we have learned to love, and we have been taught in this type of manner. We gotta love people with truth. We gotta love people with light. We have to love people with the love of God. And God is transformational. God is transformational. Stop supporting, stop backing wrongdoing. Speak up about it. Do not be an active participant in it. We have a responsibility. We have a great responsibility. It's not just oh, how you doing this morning, sister so-and-so and brother so-and-so? Okay, well, God bless you. And that's the end of it. No. This is work. Love is work. Love is speaking up when everything in you is like, man, this is about to open a can of worms. But guess what? We need to open that can. We need to open that can. Because things are getting so bad. Folks are coming back and straight demolishing people that abused them when they didn't have anybody to have their back. Not only are they getting the people that hurt them, they getting people that sat around and people that they told that didn't do nothing. You think it's okay, somebody told you that somebody did something to them or somebody's beating them down and you didn't say nothing? You think you're safe? You're not safe spiritually, and you're not safe in the natural. Folks are going off the deep end because these things are not supposed to be happening. They're happening, and so it's warping people's souls. They coming back and straight ending folks and everybody involved. Wondering why did these people come in here? Why did this person come in here and end you know, they grandma, the mama, the this, the that, and themselves. And we don't have no answer, but you know in the spirit, something was happening to that person. Something was wrong with all of them. Something had to. And for a person to do that, children automatically love. They are hard. God made us hardwired as infants to come out needing. If a person gets to a point where they're ready to, willing to end everybody around them, and they supposed to be they close circle and themselves, what was going on? What was happening that this person has gone that far away from the love they first had? We got to stop acting dumb, and we got to stop clapping and backing wrong. And we got to stop pretending like we don't see what we see. And then at the end of all that, we have to speak up for right, and we have to stand for justice and stand for right. I'd rather somebody go to jail than them to continue on for the next 30 years hurting kids, hurting people around them, hurting strangers. You know, somebody that's always robbing folks or something like that, always got something new. You think that you're exempt because you their favorite cousin or something like that, but you hearing stuff on the news or whatever like that, and you ask them if they did it, and they tell you they did it or whatever like that, or you know, whatever, they doing some type of crook stuff. You need to one, encourage them to stop it and tell. I'm gonna tell, because guess what? If you perpetuating that, somebody else is perpetuating somebody else that don't know you, and it's gonna come to you and your family. It always comes back. What you sow, you will reap. What you sow, you will reap. And if you are backing that type of thing, meaning that you laughing about you hee hee, you ha ha, okay, well, you gotta get it how you live. Somebody gonna get it how they live on you and yours. This life is cyclical. It's reciprocal. What you give out, you give in. What you give out, you give in. And we not talking about no manifestation stuff. We talking about just the laws that the Lord put in place. What you sow, so shall you reap. And it don't matter if you didn't do it, because if you know who's doing it and you don't stop it or put in an effort to stop it or make it to where that they not comfortable doing it around you, then you are an accomplice to what they're doing. And that is your portion as well. We got to wisen up. The devil done dumbed down so many people. Dumbed us down so bad. And we just patty caking with him. Patty caking with him. Wondering why you can't get past a certain point in life, in your heart. Because you patty caking with evil. Because you're allowing evil to reside around you. Stop that. We got to stop that. That's all I got for y'all. I initially made this video, but it was right after a situation, and I was talking to somebody who's just silly. But and it was a bit had a lot of strong emotions in that one. So I said, let me go ahead and do this video again. Speak up for what's right. Speak up for what is right. If you are in Jesus Christ of Nazareth, you are a true believer, this is one of your jobs. This is one of your things that you have to do, that you're supposed to be doing. That's all I have to say. I love you with the love of the Lord. This is hard work. Every time I go through something like this, I understand more and more when the Word of God says that the path is narrow and few find it. This is hard. This is hard. But not doing what God says is going to be harder in the end. All right. I love y'all. Do God's work. Talk to you later. Bye.